Hello, and welcome to my guide on the Watchdog of the Old Lords, who happens to have a pretty big hitbox, as you can see right there. And I believe he gets me the same way on the next one. So when he shakes his head like that, he will come and charge at you, and I just pressed the circle button a little late, that's why I died. But it does for a lot of damage, and it's pretty easy to avoid, and if you can dodge it, you can get a few good hits on him. This is one of the harder bosses in Bloodborne, I think, and before I tried to fight this boss, I read a guide on Fextra Life, and it mentioned baiting its head attack, kind of like a snap. It's a lot like the lizard from Dark Souls 3. I mean, it even looks like it, and it attacks, especially with its head. It attacks like that in very similar ways. But I tried to bait it occasionally, and you know, it's too hard of a boss to try to bait because you get it so far down, you keep baiting, and you die so fast because it's defiled. I don't have the patience to be trying to bait it over and over again. However, you do have to. Well, I was a little more reluctant to swing on this boss than I usually am, so you can't be full-blown greedy, but you can go through like that and dodge his snap. I don't know at what point he decides to snap his head 2 or 3 times, so during the first part of the fight I like to do that, and then I back off a little more during the second and third phase of the fight. I don't know how many phases there are actually in this fight. I've tried to use the bow, part of the bow blade, to attack him, but it slows me down too much. I'm not able to get very good hits on him. I'm off to a really good start during this fight, so it's pretty easy to tell from here that I'm going to win this one. But if you can start off the game, or the fight, with only using, I don't know, 12 heals by the time he's a little over halfway dead, then you're doing really good. You'll probably win the fight. I try to swing at his legs instead of his head a lot because you can still hurt his legs, and when he goes down, like, that's your prime opportunity to swing as much as you can, and you gotta get a lot of hits in, because that's pretty much how this fight goes. You gotta hit him when he's down, and then just run around and swing occasionally. Now, I lock on him almost all the time, except when I go in to swing at his legs, I'll take the lock off because the lock is on his body and I want to hit his legs. But as far as judging his attacks and everything, instead of using the stick, I use the lock on, and then when I go to attack him, I take the lock on off and I swing at his legs. So I don't know when he goes into the second phase. When fire spews out like that, that means you're hurting his legs and he's down. I think about now he's in his second phase. I've noticed he only's got like 2 more moves, it appears, in his second phase. He'll shoot fire from his attacks, but you can dodge backwards and avoid that. It's not too hard to dodge, but see, it looks like he has 1 snap right now. Let's see, 1? Yeah, just 1. That looks like a new one. He'll shake his head a lot. He'll do it when it's on fire in the 3rd phase. I'll go like that, and I'll run in, he'll snap his head, and then I run in. Looks like I didn't take the lock off until now. But yeah, if you can go through the first half of the fight with using very little heals, then you'll put yourself in a good situation. I've kind of noticed too that my gun did more damage during the second phase than the first. See, this looks like he would be going into his 3rd phase, or his 2nd, I'm not sure. But yeah, he barks his head like that, and he'll shoot a lot of fire out. So you can keep running around. I do get into a panic at one point. See, I dodged his snap, and then I go for his legs. Sometimes you can hit him on the bottom of the jaw. But I've taken a lot more hits swinging at his head than I have swinging at his legs. See, the gun did 113 there. It usually does 86, I think. Yeah, I'd say the health I'm at right now is the lowest you want to go, because he can easily take you out in 1 hit. They just gotta take half of your health away to make it harder. I like it though, it's a good challenge. So yeah, I would heal right there. See, doesn't. He's still doing it just once. Oh no, that was twice. 3 times. Yeah, I almost died right there. Wow, that was close. My health in this video is 48, so I have really high health, and I got the 10% and the 5%, and I'm using the 20 or the 15% stamina rune. See, the most of his damage that I do to him is when he's down. He just keeps swinging. I'd say it's okay to take that hit, the AoE attack. Yeah, I should heal again. But I've heard fire doesn't do anything to this guy, but if I were really struggling, I would use some bold paper. I just don't usually use aids like bone marrow, ash fire, bold paper. I don't know why. I have a lot of them, but I just don't ever use them. I like to try to beat the boss without it, but if you need to use it, I mean, there's nothing against that. I mean, I definitely would. But, yeah, I tried to use the bow blade right there, and I said, skip that. It's not really that good. So, see, I'm all the way down to 5 heals. This and Ron the Spider, pretty much the only bosses, like, they drain. It's a endurance fight. Thanks for watching my guide, and have a great day, and remember to stay low on, just to have a lot of heals left.